Hello again and welcome back to some climbing news. Hope everyone had a good weekend. It's gonna be a quick one today, so let's just get started. Just roll the intro. Okay, starting us off today, we got Akiyo Noguchi is back in the news for what feels like the first time in a very long time. I mean, I don't know, she had a kid with Tomoe Narasaki, just absolutely fell out of my radar completely. Probably just my own issue and not something of hers, because she's clearly still strong as all hell, because she's been in Finland for just a couple of days and she just sent the Globalist AP+/V14. And look, the Globalist is a sick climb. It was FA'd by Nalle Hukkataivo in 2009, because of course it was. Famously was flashed by Jimmy Webb a few years ago. It's just, I mean, look at those slopers, man. It's crazy. Like, I don't even know. I can't even, like, it doesn't, I can't even speak. I don't understand it. And Akiyo, I feel like a lot of people entered the climbing world right around the time she retired from comp. So maybe some of you aren't aware of how much of a legend she is. Basically, Akiyo Noguchi was like Yanya before Yanya, all right? She's by far one of the greatest competition climbers to have ever lived, particularly in the bouldering department. Like, yes, Yanya has been absolutely dominant throughout her career so far, but she's still young and in bouldering only has 25 podiums in total, the fifth most of anyone ever. Akiyo Noguchi, she's podiumed most of anyone in the world, and she's done so 63 times, beating Anna Storr and Shauna Coxey, who each have the second and third most, 49 and 31 podiums, respectively. I mean, that's just insane. It's just an absolute legend. Honestly, just like Shauna Coxey, it's so cool to see retired comp climbers get on rock. At least in my opinion, it's like a really awesome way to put some real numbers to just how strong they are. Because, you know, in comps, you never know like how hard they're actually climbing. Like, I mean, Akiyo is 36 years old. She's doing AP+ incredibly quickly. Like, it's just awesome, man. I have no words. Next, let's talk Jonathan Siegrist, aka J-Star, the origin of which I would love to know. You know, if anyone in the comments can shed some light on how he got that nickname. So, you know, it's not particularly hard to assume it comes from his name being Jonathan, but like, you know, I don't know, sometimes there are fun stories that come with that stuff. Anyways, not particularly important. What is far more important is he's just reported on 8a.nu that he's FA'd the climb Eazy Street 9A+ 515A in Mount Charleston, Nevada. This is basically a link up of two lines in what's called the Compton Cave, essentially starting on a 514 AP+ climb called Legend, doing some wild traversing into the end of another line that Siegrist opened a few months back called Express Yourself, the grade of which I honestly don't know because he didn't say anything. But look, pretty simply put, if you don't follow Jonathan Siegrist, you need to change that right now. Guy is very much one of the most accomplished sport climbers the climbing world has ever seen. Like, this is his 92nd 9A and above route. 92nd, dude is 8 away from 100, which is incredibly impressive on its own, and also incredibly impressive mathematics on my end. Can I just look? So I was doing some research about this stuff in order to write this segment, and I saw he was about to hit the 100 mark, and I thought to myself, you know, I wonder how Andra is doing, like how close he is to that. So I looked it up, and the answer is not close at all. Not because Andra hasn't done 109 A's or more, but because he passed that mark years and years ago. Dude sent 135 9A's. He sent 214 routes 9A and above. Like, how can, like, just, like, can, I don't even, like, I'm thinking over here that J-Star is hot shit for hitting 100, and turns out Adam Andra's doubled that. And he did so years and years ago. I mean, like what in the Czechoslovakian fuck did they feed the guy as a child? Jesus Christ, it's insane. I just end this whole thing right now. Congratulations to Jonathan Siegrist on his latest 9A+, but I mean, my God. Good Lord, my brain just like blew up there. Moving on to Spain, quickfire back-to-back sends of Pontas going on. I talked about Samuel Richard doing this thing last week, and now it's seen another repeat by Darius Rapa, for whom this is his first ever 9A+ 515A, which is honestly pretty freaking nuts. You've never sent 9A+, and your first of the grade is a deep water solo, and not just a scary one, but probably the greatest deep water solo of all time. It's absolutely incredible stuff. his hardest send other than this thing is the ultra famous 9A 514D Estado Crítico from Siurana. And look, can we talk about this shot from Christian Corre? That's probably one of the best climbing photos I've seen in a very, very, very long time. If you don't follow him on the gram, do yourself a favor and go look around. There are some incredible photos on there, which kind of brings me to the question of the day. Does anyone have any favorite climbing photos? Let's hear them. Throw them some suggestions in the comments, any cool Instagram accounts that we should be following. Let us know. Let me know. Let everybody know. All right, so climbing world got rickrolled. If you don't follow Beckett Hsin's board account, you might not know what I'm talking about, especially given that he freaking waxed poetic about how much defying gravity means to him in his I sent defying gravity Instagram post. But the little shit, you got all of us. Here's a look at his sent. Yeah, no, that was his actual post. I didn't just rickroll you, even though I kind of just totally did rickroll you, if that makes any sense. I can't believe this kid would defy defying gravity like that. It's disgraceful. It's unconscionable. It's absolutely unwarranted to troll us in the exact same way that boulder trolled him. Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, read his Instagram post about it. First of all, just breezing through the fact that this kid did the thing in a single session, which is just, it flies in the face of everything I thought was possible, defies gravity in its own way, you might say. But ignoring that fact, turns out that he found the second, much easier jump, a lot harder to do than the actual crux, which is just absolutely hilarious, given we had like a 30-minute sermon from Nathaniel Coleman explaining in excruciating detail how hard it is shoved down our throats, no pun intended, which just left the second jump as an afterthought. Like, the video spends 10 minutes jerking itself off over violins, and then this kid comes in and not only does that move ridiculously quickly, but he repeats it 7 times after he'd already sent. And then he says the second move that no one's ever given half a damn about is actually harder for him. I don't know, I find that funny. It's just, it goes to show that even the most established moves with assumed consensuses can vary wildly from person to person. I don't know how tall Nathaniel Coleman is, and by the way, I do love the No One Mourns video. I'm giving him a hard time just for the hell of it, and honestly not really sure who made it, but it was actually one of the better climbing videos of a couple years ago, last year, whatever. But Beckett is 5'2". This kid can't reach the second move. Of course it's harder for him. So yeah, dude goes, lands the first crux, tries the second, and gets rickrolled off the boulder. It's goddamn hilarious. Anyways, look, he just did one of the hardest moves in the world 7 times after he sent. He's still 15, I think, or maybe 16. I don't know. Either way, I hope his parents freaking plant him in front of that boulder until he does the full line. Sending a grade or 2 higher than your age would be nuts. Quick disclaimer, I hope that, his parents are actually good parents and don't force him into something that he doesn't want to do. Or actually just, go climb the stupid boulder. Jesus. Then let's talk Quinn Mason, not only sending one of Canada's hardest routes, the 9A 514D Spirit Quest in Squamish, but also her first ever 9A as far as I can tell and as far as all my sources go. Seems like Quinn was drawn to this particular wall some 2 odd years ago and had been trying it for a few sessions when she managed to link everything just a few days ago. Now, a lot of her Instagram post talks about feeling nervous to try this thing, about being tentative to think that she could send, and to all that I gotta say, I don't understand. Why feel nervous? I know sometimes there can be a bit of a weird toxic mentality of doing the whole, nah, you shouldn't be even trying this because it's too hard for you, but at least in my granted, somewhat limited experience, everyone should freaking try everything. Hell, I've tried pulling on really hard boulders I knew I'd have 0 shot at doing just for the hell of it, because, well, literally, why not? Worst that can happen is that you learn a bunch of stuff about yourself. I know for a fact I probably would not be able to even get off the ground on Burden of Dreams, but if I have it in front of me, you think I wouldn't at least just try? Of course I would. Everybody would laugh, including myself. But man, I don't know. Who am I to say anything to Quinn? Obviously, she's stronger than me and very, very likely knows so much more about climbing and pulling yourself through mental battles than I do, or that I will ever do, or know. I'm more talking, I'm more taking her words and speaking to myself, I suppose, or to everyone else listening to this. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting what she was trying to say, but in my opinion, everyone should try anything that gets them psyched, regardless of the probability of sending those things. Just my 2 cents, I suppose. But either way, massive congratulations to Quinn. One of the coolest sport climbs in Canada, to be honest. And on we move to talk about Stefano Carnati, who's been sending a lot, actually. He did a 9A 514 route in Covolo, which is near Verona in Italy, called Super Pit, which is 20 moves of long and powerful reachy sequences, and hilariously enough did the exact opposite of what we're all used to, and actually used sport climbing to train for bouldering instead of the other way around. I don't know what they're smoking in Italy, but leave it to Italians to pull something like that. It's like why? Anyways, it does kind of make sense when you realize that the boulder Stefano Carnati was training for was dark matter and magic wood, which is, 30 move long boulder in a cave. And weirdly enough, one of those boulders that just kind of goes under the radar for some reason. There's legitimately no videos of it, like at all. But I mean, hey, what can I say? It used to be given 8B+, now a bunch of holds have broken all over the damn place, and it seems like the grade's settling in at solid 8C V15. So I don't know, maybe it'll pop up on some mellow video somewhere, or who the hell knows. Either way, super cool boulder. Not normal to see one with 30 moves, like literally more than a sport route. So it is what it is. Also, once Stefano was done with magic wood, he went over to Gotardo and did Adularia, which is that one boulder the other Stefano, the sport climbing Stefano, Gesolfi Stefano, was having a lot of trouble with not too long ago. So that's also pretty cool to see. Adularia is also 8C V15, by the way. So yeah, 2 extremely hard boulders and a very hard sport route sent within a span of a couple of weeks. I didn't really mention the other 8B+ boulders. This guy did too. He sent Siegrist Sit and From Dark Sakai to the Sunshine, which is like a link up of a link up in the darkness cave. It's cool, but also like, at a certain point, link ups are just kind of training and little else, in my opinion. Maybe that's why that other boulder doesn't have videos of it. Anyways, moving on. And then let's talk about Lorengzo Bogliaccino sending basically everything in Rodellar very, very quickly. Dude just put up a monster tick list. Like, seriously, my God. Mona Lisa Integral 9A plus 515A, Così si arete 9A, Rapael Integral 9A, Persistencia de la Gioconda 9A, El Beso de la Gioconda 9A. I realized I stopped counting with my fingers. He did it in the last month. It's a lot of climbing and a lot of really, really hard sport climbing. That's 1 9A plus and freaking 4 9As. Got people in this video whose entire tick list is composed of numbers like that for their entire climbing careers, let alone for a single month. And managed to do the hand thing. I don't know, dude, it's crazy to me. This guy's sent 13 9As in total, according to his 8A NU page. 4 of those he's done in the span of a month? Like, not to mention the fact that his hardest send is 9A+. So within that month, he also sent his hardest grade? Like, how does that sound normal to anyone? That's like a serious jump in strength, efficiency, planning, I don't know, everything. It's crazy. Like, I keep repeating myself about craziness in this sport, but like, hard sends are becoming so commonplace, like, I don't even know what to do with myself. And then, yeah, Melo just posted Zach Galla's send of Hypnotized Minds. And, dude, the more I see that boulder, the more I'm convinced that it's the coolest freaking thing in the world. Honestly, go watch the video. Risking just a little bit of spoilers, but one, we get to see it in not a fisheye lens, which is, thank the Lord, because I want to see Hypnotized Minds for the first time ever in good quality, not warped, whatever the hell. I keep hating on this stuff. But the fisheye thing I think is fine for videos of boulders we've already seen before, like that other video, Through the Storm, that also has Zach Galla in it, but features a bunch of Switzerland classics. Like, seeing those in fisheye lens was actually pretty dope, because I mean, like how many times have we all watched someone do Vecchio Leone at this point? There's only so many ways to shoot that boulder as, as awesome as it is. Adding the fisheye was fresh and cool. Anyways, 2, we get a whole new angle of Hypnotized Minds we've never seen before, and it shows just how ridiculously spanned those moves actually are. Like, I think sometimes it's easy to forget that at the very top of the sport, these guys are dealing not just with really, really, really bad holds, but also holds that are incredibly far apart. So, yeah, go watch it. And then the other video you gotta go check out is Jorge Diaz Rullo's High Point of Café Colombia. That's his super duper long-term project. He's been trying it for years at this point now. It's rumored to likely be as hard as Silence, DNA, and Big, so it's incredible stuff. Go watch it. Like I said, high point from last year, and this year Jorge has been looking even stronger, so who knows, that thing might go down soon. I don't know. It'd be really awesome if it did. But hey, that was, of course, some climbing news. Thanks as always for watching. This one was a little more of a quick hit. That was kind of going crazy a little bit. I'm sorry. I suppose it is what it is. I will see you guys as always on Friday. Don't forget to do the YouTube thing with the likes, the comments, the subscribes, and all that good stuff. But anyways, as always, climb some stuff.